Welcome back to DS Trucks. In today's video, we are going to be talking about drive modes in our 2021 F-150 with the Ford POWERBOOST drivetrain. That is the 3.5 liter EcoBoost with the electric assist. Now, the specific drive mode that I want to talk about today is the Eco mode. And the reason I want to talk about that mode in particular is because that mode gives you the most electric driving that is possible. So if you follow the channel, you know that we've done a video towing our dump trailer, and the MPG that this truck got towing that dump trailer was not necessarily impressive. It was probably comparable to what a 3.5 EcoBoost would get towing a trailer, but it wasn't, I don't think it was better than even the 2.7 EcoBoost. So that was pretty interesting to see. When you put this truck in tow haul mode, the actual fuel saving technology kind of derates a little bit, so it doesn't really try to save as much fuel. It doesn't turn off at stops when it's in tow haul mode. It doesn't do really any electric driving. So the hybrid function when you're in tow haul mode is really not all there. But what is interesting is I actually turned the truck off and turned it back on and forgot to put the truck back in tow haul mode. And when I did that, the truck didn't recognize that it was, I mean, it knew it was towing. It said that the truck was towing, but it really behaved normally. So even though I had like 5,000 pounds hooked up to the truck, it still went all electric for the same amount of time, seemingly the same amount of time that it would without a trailer. So right now the engine's not running, and if I were to put it in drive, I don't know. It might kick on the engine, but it might not. But check it out. Normal drive mode, engine is not running, and we're able to move the truck around and whatever. Now, it will kick the engine on when needed. When the battery's too, whatever algorithm they figured out, when the battery's too low, it'll kick the engine on. But what was interesting is this truck, this POWERBOOST, was able to move a good amount of weight without the gas engine. It didn't seem to affect it too much. So the torque that this little electric motor that is between the engine and transmission the torque that it makes is significant. Now, it got me thinking, because I was driving this truck the other day and I was playing with the drive modes, and I figured, let me put it in eco mode. Now, this is how you change the drive modes. And I figured, let me put it in eco mode and see what kind of strategy is it going to use. Now, we also have this setting in here somewhere that can show us the power flow. So there it is, power flow, which is cool. So this will actually show us our power flow through the wheels and all that, which is great. I mean, this used to be available here on this screen on the old truck that I had, the old F-150 that I had, but having it right here is pretty cool. So if you were to shift into four-wheel drive, which to do that you press the button. No, that's lock in the rear. So you hit this button here. So it's a little different. I'm actually used to having this knob turned into four-wheel drive. But once you go ahead and turn on four-wheel drive, you can see the engine's running. Engine on due to battery charging. It tells you why. So I can feel that, load on the motor actually. But yeah, four-wheel drive. Let's actually put it back in two-wheel, because I was just demonstrating how to shift that. But we're gonna put it in two-wheel. We're gonna drive in eco mode, and we're gonna see like what kind of algorithm is this truck doing. What is it up to? Let's see what we got here. I'm actually gonna go this way because the police are here, and I don't know if I'm supposed to go that way. So I'm gonna go this way, and yeah. So the engine's running. The battery obviously needs to be charged because I was sitting here, the air conditioner is running, and like I've said this before, but I'll say it again, this truck is really cool because the air conditioner runs off a battery. So if you are charging your, or if you're a guy that sits in your truck the fact that the air conditioner runs on battery, this air conditioner can run a significant amount of time without the engine. So you're cutting back on idling hours. Unfortunately, this technology is not on like big rigs, because I park my dump trailer at a travel center where there's a lot of big rigs, and just like that, guys, the engine's off. We're all electric. Let's see how fast we're going to be driving before the gas engine kicks on. Like I was saying though, no, our engine's on pretty quickly. But I was saying, I keep my dump trailer stored at a travel center where there's a lot of dump trucks, and it's interesting because whenever I go there, they're idling those big trucks. I guess maybe they're sleeping in them. They're going over long hauls and then stopping wherever and sleeping in it, and they got to run the engine because it's too hot or too cold or whatever. But if this technology was in like a big rig, the engine wouldn't need to run that much. But it seems like maybe it'd be a different setup. It wouldn't necessarily be an engine between the engine, or a little electric motor between the engine and the transmission. It seems like they would use something a little bit different in that particular application. But something like that, like an electronic air conditioner, would be next level for big rigs, because they sleep in those trucks. And yeah, like the amount of work that this does with just the electric battery is pretty amazing. I'm curious how much it actually discharges. Because you think about a battery, it seems as if the battery doesn't really get that low before it starts charging. And I don't know though, and I'm not exactly sure what kind of battery they're running. I don't know if they're running like the same technology that a Tesla would have, or if it's something. It's probably different, because you think about the fact that it's discharging and recharging so much. I don't know if it's like a lithium ion or lead acid or whatever. I'd have to look into that. But the way that it discharges and then recharges, I don't know what kind of chemistry they would have put, or what type of battery they would have put in this truck. They haven't really talked about that too much, so it's probably, I don't know, it's definitely a mystery. So a lot of all electric when you're down, well, right now it says regenerative braking, but a lot of electric when you're just rolling. Like right now, we're just gonna roll up to this truck, or this Ford Focus Escape that's in front of me, and boom, that's all electric. AC running right now, all electric. And I'm sure if I turned the air off, it would get significantly better fuel economy. AC is not cheap to run, guys. The AC is not cheap to run. You think that compressor, the compressor compressing the freon, the fan blowing the heat off of the condenser, that's a lot of stuff going on, and it's not, this is a big cab, and it's a lot of area to keep cool. So yeah, that AC, it uses a lot of fuel. Well, I guess technically speaking, when you think about it, it's not using that much fuel. If your vehicle's already running, not a big deal. Just idling alone uses a lot of fuel, but I'd imagine it uses a lot of electricity just to run that. But one day I was messing around with the truck, and I was driving along, and I was just seeing how good of MPG I could get. And I think it was a little bit cooler in the morning, so I didn't have the AC running. But it was interesting to see that how long this truck, at significant rate of speed, how long this truck would go all electric. It was a good mile of driving at about 35-40 miles an hour without any input from the engine at all. And the MPG on the infotainment straight up just said that I was getting like 99 miles to the gallon for a while until the engine had to kick on. But it was a cooler morning. The AC didn't have to work as hard, if at all. And it was just like right now we're going 35 miles an hour. We're coasting. We're electric driving. We are electric driving. Straight up, just all electric. So how long does this is how eco mode is. And like I'm saying though, the AC is the thing that really, we're going 40 miles an hour. I'm actually accelerating slowly, and guys, this thing is amazing as far as this its capabilities, as far as this electric driving in low speed settings. Then we're doing our regenerative braking, as you can see. In low speed settings, just maintaining your speed is pretty impressive. Now, I had a comment from someone that said, well, TFL did the video and the electric motor only gets you moving around in low speed situations and all that. I should actually log into the Ford back in the page where you can look at whatever data, repair manuals, stuff that dealers only have access to. I should look at that and read the description of the electric drive mode. No, this thing will drive. This thing will keep you going at a good rate of speed, particularly in eco mode. It'll keep you coasting at 35, 40, whatever miles an hour. I don't know if it'll do 50 or 60, but it will drive for you. I mean, you will drive in electric mode. Now, accelerating past like 15 miles an hour, going from 0 to like 35, I think you're gonna need your gas engine. But when you are coasting at a steady rate, 35, 40, you could be electric, particularly in eco mode. You can be in electric mode for a significant portion. So yeah, we're accelerating, we're hybrid driving. You can see the engines lit up as we make our way up to speed. You can see the engines lit up, and the electric batteries lit up. So both of those, I'm assuming, are providing power. Engine on due to engine is cold. Now we are engine off and maintaining our speed here. Let me see if I can set cruise. How do you set it? There we go. So I'm cruising at 37 miles an hour, and I'm straight up. I'm not running my engine. I'm straight up not running my engine, guys. Let me go ahead. Cancel? What's cancel? Something's oh, it's threatening to cancel because I'm swerving a little. I'm gonna go ahead and reset this trip computer. Now it's braking because this guy's turning forever, so it's trying to like maintain distance. But yeah, so this truck does have the Copilot 2.0, which was really cool. Driving home with that, the cruise control would automatically adjust on the freeway and everything. That was really a good feature. I did not get that on my 450 because I'm plowing snow when I'm upfitting and I'm doing all that stuff and I'm banging into piles of snow. I don't think those sensors would appreciate that being done. So our engine's running right now, but next time when that engine turns off, which will be any second now, I'm gonna reset this economy meter, trip 1. And I'm going to see what we're getting. So right now the truck averages like 20.8 miles to the gallon, and that's what it gets real life. And a lot of people say it's not worth getting this hybrid truck. It's only going to get 20 miles to the gallon. Well, the truth of the matter is, even with the regular 3.5, even with the 2.7, you take everything into account. You take in the idling that you get in the summer when you're warming up your car for work. You take the turn forever. Let's just go so slow. You take the idling from the vehicle when you're cooling off the truck or warming up the truck in the winter, and you take the 10 minutes that you get to work and you sit in the truck and it's running. You take all these things into account. Oh, look, there's something going on at the Ford mansion. Guys, this is pretty cool. Look at all these cars. They're literally parked on the grass. I bet Ford owns that land. I'm not sure, but that's Ford's house. There's cars there. Oh, there's classics. There's a stop sign. There's a man with a stop sign. So there's crossing. But good old Ford. Very cool. Love living so close to such a awesome piece of history. But you take all these things into account. Warming up the engine, the engine's not up to operating temperature. In order to get what, a lot of people say these EcoBoosts don't get what the EPA rates. In order to get it, your engine needs to be up to operating temperature. You need to start testing or paying attention, and you need to cut out all the extra stuff that you're going to be doing with your truck that doesn't necessarily propel the truck forward, like just getting to work 5 minutes early and sitting in the truck. So that's why a lot of people aren't getting what they're supposed to get. Now, this truck's getting the 20.8 miles to the gallon, and that's with everything. That's with all those things. That's with warming it up, cooling it off. Right now, we just jumped to 20.9. We're all electric driving at about 44 miles an hour. I just reset the MPG. Look at what it's reading. It straight up just says 99.9. 99.9. How crazy is that? How crazy that it just says 99.9 as we're driving here at 40 miles an hour, 42, and straight up, it's all electric, guys. It's all electric. I mean, that is just mind-blowing, and it's still all electric. It's still 99. Like, it's not just gonna low speed maneuver and it can't really save that much. No, this thing can save some fuel. Like, I just drove a mile all electric. Just imagine if you were walking. That's a long walk. This thing is amazing. So slowed down for a guy to turn. Now I'm running the engine again. Now with the engine running, look at what's happening with our MPG. It's slowly dropping down to 70, 60. So yeah, as we recharge our batteries, and we are probably our engine on due to drive power. So obviously it needed to recharge our batteries a little bit. So what really would be cool, and tell me what you think about this, is if you had the battery of a electric Lightning F-150, the Lightning F-150, and the engine of the POWERBOOST, and you straight up just had, I don't know, 1,000 foot-pounds of torque. They just work together. How wild would that be? That would be kind of technically challenging because those drivetrains are so different. But even the way that it's set up now, it would be really cool if it would be really cool if you can increase the battery size on this thing so it could do more all electric, I think. I don't know if down the road maybe that'd be optional, a high capacity battery, or maybe even a high performance battery. And I don't know like how far they pushing this electric motor, this pancake motor between the engine and transmission, which is actually not new technology, I don't think. I remember reading that from like my college days, that Ford had a pancake motor that would that is their hybrid system. So this is their hybrid system that they've had out. They just kind of put it, they just kind of put it in a truck. I think even the Lincolns had a hybrid system before this hit the F-150. The Lincolns had a very similar hybrid system with the engine between the electric motor between the engine and transmission. Now, where Ford really changed the game is with the onboard power, the 240 volt outlet in the rear, and in the outlets in here, you get 20 amps, 120 volts inside of the truck. That's amazing, guys. That is amazing. But we just went through a couple cycles. The engine turned on and off a few times, and yeah, we're getting like 40 to the gallon. So I mean, it doesn't get more real than this. Does the truck get what the EPA rates? If you're not doing anything else, yes. I'm sure my wife, she warms this thing up in the morning. Still takes its toll on a hybrid because it's got to regenerate that power, even though it does most of that with electric. Still gonna have to regenerate that power. And these people are just actually going super slow today. Like they're just putzing along. Still gonna have to regenerate that power. And yeah, it's just a very interesting truck. Still gonna, but yeah, 40 to the gallon once that engine turns off. It's just doing this thing where it goes up and down between like 40 and 35 to the gallon. Now, this is an interesting little test too, because this is not necessarily city driving and it's not highway driving. It's just like a sweet spot where this kind of driving is just, it's efficient driving. It is what it is. You're not going super fast. You don't have air resistance. There's not a whole bunch of lights. And there's some Lincoln in front of me that only wants to go like 30 miles an hour. So yeah, it's an interesting way to test the vehicle. But I'm gonna wrap this video up. Tell me what you think. My name is Sean. This is DS Trucks. There are going to be more and more videos with this 2021 F-150. So if you like these videos, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one. Over and out. Bye.